I don't know why horses, they sort of found me. There is a connection that can be formed with them that's unlike any other creature I've ever had. There's a great quote, a gentleman named Buck Brannaman, who's a very famous trainer across all the disciplines, and he says, find out what makes your horse happy and figure out a way to make that how you work with them. And I think it's such a great way of saying that, because you can't always in training make your horse or your coworkers or your business partners completely comfortable, but how can you work through the uncomfortable spots with a vision to getting back to being comfortable? I'm Lisa Roskens. I'm Chairman and CEO of Burlington Capital, and we are at Far Hills Farm. My passion has always been about trying to help people move forward in life. I do think there's an incredible amount of patience and perseverance that this sport in particular inspires, and it does instruct you on how to work with people, because there's a lot of times things going on with people that are preventing them from being most effective, and we don't often take the time to explore that. We just get frustrated. So the horses have taught me a lot about patience and thoughtfulness. There is so much overlap between what you do working with horses and what you do working with people. You learn a lot about nonverbal communication, about influencing without controlling, because really, truly, you never want to control a horse, because you need to harness their power and let them unleash it at the right moment. And so there's such a delicate balance with working with a horse that I think when you apply it over to people, has a great effect in sort of a subconscious almost way. They don't carry grudges. They don't, get upset that one of them pushed the other out of the way. They just move on. And I think there's something very applicable to how they treat each other that we can learn for how we should treat each other. I moved back here sort of to prove that I didn't belong here. I loved living in California. I didn't really think that home was home anymore, but I wanted to give it a chance. I've always loved Omaha. I always loved coming back to visit. And when I came back, I realized there's a magic to this place. Omaha welcomes people who want to be a part of Omaha and who want to try to make it better. And I think that's something that is hard to find anywhere else. I started when I was 5. And it was a little bit by accident. We lived on a property just north of West Roads that was built around a horse pasture. My parents weren't horse people, but I kept crawling under the fence to go pet the horses, and they decided there was probably something that should be done about that, so I didn't just get run over by them, and so I started riding shortly thereafter. We do have a program called Take Flight Farms, and what that program does is it works with people who have challenges mentally or behaviorally, and we use the horses, kind of think of a ropes course, except instead of the rope, you've got a horse. And they help people work through the challenges that they're facing. Every day for me is different, right? My job is such that sometimes I have mornings free to come out and care for the horses and train them, and sometimes it's in the evening, and literally sometimes I speed home at 2 p.m. to get something done before I go work through the evening with people in from out of town for meetings and dinners. So I wish there was more of a rhythm, but then again, I'm not wired to have a rhythm, so it keeps things entertaining for me. The one thing that is a rhythm to my day is I come over every night and do their evening feeding, usually between 7 and 9. And that is really such a beautiful way to sort of put a period at the end of the sentence that is your day.